Hello and a pleasant good evening from Mahtomedi High School here in Mahtomedi, Minnesota. It's non-conference volleyball here as the Mahtomedi Zephyrs take on the Chisago Lakes Wildcats in an early season test for the Zephyrs, who are ranked number 10 in the Minnesota Volleyball Coaches Association preseason poll. So pretty good matchup on hand for you guys tonight. It's a rematch from a year ago in playoff time. Thanks for joining us, everybody. I'm Hunter Pinky on the call for this evening's action. Should be a pretty good one. Unfortunately, Mahtomedi opened the season with a 3-0 loss against Cretin-Durham Hall. So starting the season 0-1, but Chisago Lakes off to a hot start with a 4-1 record overall. They beat South St. Paul to open up the season 3-0 on August 21st. And then at the Rush City tournament, they went 3-1 with wins against Coon Rapids, Litchfield, Proctor, but unfortunately would lose later to Rush City. There's a good look at the Chisago Lakes huddle and head coach Hannah Lindstrom looking to guide her team to a victory tonight in a matchup that they have sort of struggled with. They lost to Mahtomedi in the 4-3A semifinal and unfortunately would end their season. They also lost to them earlier in the regular season. There's a good look at Mahtomedi head coach Tia Schlunt, looking again to guide the Zephyrs to another state tournament appearance, looking to make it 4 in a row. They've made the state tournament the last 3 years with their first time coming back in 2022. So hoping to keep that hot streak going for years to come. For Chisago, they made it the state tournament once back in 2021, and that's the only time they've ever made the state tournament appearance. So looking to string some stuff together and make a strong postseason push, but obviously tonight will be a good test to see if they can overcome their bracket demon, the Mahtomedi Zephyrs. Let's take a look at the bracket. As you can see, Mahtomedi pretty much took it all the way themselves, 3-0 the whole way. Chisago won 3-0 against St. Paul Harding, and then unfortunately couldn't get past the Zephyrs, but should be in for a good contest tonight. Both teams sort of rebuilding, but first we'll take a quick pause for the national anthem, and we'll be right back. Wonderful rendition of the national anthem, as always. Again, we're back here from Mahtomedi High School for a matchup between the Chisago Lakes Wildcats and Mahtomedi Zephyrs. Chisago Lakes at 4-1, Mahtomedi at 0-1 with an uncharacteristic first game loss to start the season. But we'll go through starting lineups, but talk a little bit about Mahtomedi. They won the Metro East Conference a season ago. They went undefeated, 7-0. Next closest team was South St. Paul with a 6-1 record, and Metro East a pretty tough conference top to bottom, so anytime you can make a strong push near the top says a lot about your squad. As you look at the Chisago Lakes squad, again, they're coming off a 3-0 set win against South St. Paul, which is also, again, like I just mentioned, strong South St. Paul team getting a win against them. Could show how well you test up against these Zephyrs tonight. Season ago, the Chisago Lake Wildcats finished 10-18 and finished second to last in the Mississippi 8 Conference. And again, they lost to to Mahtomedi in the 4-3A semifinal. But off to a good start as you get a look at that Mississippi 8 standing, finishing 0-6 in the conference, 10-18 overall. They played a lot of games. They played multiple tournaments. That's why you kind of see it that high. Princeton at the top, Monticello. You get a good look there at the Mahtomedi Zephyrs. Take a look back at that Metro East. Again, look at those records at the top. Mahtomedi 27-5 a season ago, 7-0 in the conference. South St. Paul 6-1. 24-7 overall. Again, that Metro East Conference, it's all pretty tight in the middle besides for North St. Paul and Hill Murray down at the bottom. And Mahtomedi actually met Hill Murray in the section final where they got that 3-0 victory to push them to the state tournament. Take a look at the previous meetings. It's pretty much been all Mahtomedi in the last couple times across. Chisago Lakes got the best of them back in 2023. Otherwise, Mahtomedi has pretty much had their number, besides for 2023 and 2021. Pretty much 3-0 wins or 3-1 wins. Again, a lot of those meetings coming in these sections as well. Running through your starters for the Mahtomedi Zephyrs: Margot Keeley, Jalen Shaney, Claire Crothers, Anna Hines, Louisa Tarnowski, and Katie Hergen-Rader. Starters for the Chisago Lake Wildcats will be Olivia Anderson, Katie Friedner, Kayla Larson, Morgan Mayer, Kiana Osmondson, Elena Taylor, and Linnea Carlson.
Number 2, seniors, Jalen Shaney.
Oh, there's, we had a pause in the stadium, so I was wondering if they were doing a moment of silence. But again, in store for a pretty good matchup today. Section rivalry as well.
Number 6, junior Noah Bonfin.
We continue to round up the starting lineups. After today for Mahtomedi, they'll have a pretty lengthy road trip. They'll have one more home game against St. Louis Park, but then they'll be all on the road: South St. Paul, White Bear Lake, and North St. Paul. Kind of stacking that road schedule in the middle as you get another good look at head coach Tia Schlund as we're finally set to begin play. Thanks for joining us on SCC's whole first broadcast of the fall. I was talking with our director today, David Schuyler. It feels great to be back in the gym. Pretty good student section on hand as well. Looks like they're all wearing golf attire maybe. They're loud. Gonna be a pretty exciting game as there's a good look at our student section. And I think it's golf attire. That is what I would guess. But talk about a strong way to open up the season at home. Great student section here tonight. Production crew as well. On the cameras, we have Flora Sharon Nelson, Ian Felix, Liam Spillane. On graphics, Clayton Johnson. Replay, Tim Mecklin. Followed by, on audio, Joe Sigourney. Producer-director, David Schuyler. And as always, I'm Hunter Pinky on the call for tonight's season opener for fall sports here on SCC TV. Mahtomedi in the navy uniforms with the white trim on the sleeves, gold trim on their numbering. Chisago Lake's in the white and green. Libero will be wearing the all green with the Vegas gold trim. The officials looking to confirm a few things before we get rolling here as we already get started. The substitution, number 1, Keeley, will check into the game for the Zephyrs as Possession will start with the Wildcats. Serving for the Wildcats will be Mayer. And we are officially underway. First game of the season on SCC Sports. Good receive, gets it bumped over, now dumped back. Zephyrs will retrieve. We'll learn names kind of as we get there, as that one's sent into the net, and the Wildcats will get the first point of the evening on the miss hit into the net. Not the way to start with the Zephyrs, but volleyball is a game of runs. Second serve from Mayer. Good receive on the back end. Set and goes for the kill, but a nice block at the line by number 29, Linnea Carlson. Gets 6'0", tall at the line. And other aspect to mention tonight, Chisago Lakes has a tall team. They only have 2 players under 5'8" listed on their roster. Otherwise, they're all 5'8", 5'9", 6 foot. As you'll see the starting lineup once again on the bottom of your screen. Good serve, nice return. Bumped up, right at the line, tries to dump it down, and nice save by the Wildcats, but will dump it back. Goes for the set near midcourt, but sent back over. Set and going for the kill, and nice return. Good rally going back and forth. Tries to dump it over, nice dig, as this is gonna have to get over, and it does. Again, good tempo. Nice block at the line, but unfortunately stays on the Zephyr side, and quickly the lead extends for the Wildcats. So 3-0 lead quickly for Chisago Lakes as that's sent over. Nice receive. Dumped over. Set and going for the kill, but gets a one-touch on the hit and goes for another kill, and that's going to be out of play. And quickly the Mahtomedi Zephyrs are down 4-0. And talk about a hot start for Chisago Lakes. Chisago, they graduated 6 out of their 12 players a season ago, so some new faces out there for the Mahtomedi Zephyrs. They also graduated 6 in about 15, as that will trickle out of play and give Mahtomedi their first point of the set. So hot start for Chisago, and finally the Zephyrs able to break that run as Amali will take the serve. Good return. And unfortunately for the Wildcats, Carlson can't get a hand on that, and the Zephyrs get their second point of the night. Let's take a look back at it again. Just tried to backhand it and unfortunately fell 2 inches short. Good receive, now set at the line, and good kill for the Wildcats. Amali couldn't get to it, unfortunately. Dropped right in front of her feet. Take a look right here. Yeah, kind of tied her up in an awkward position. Good attempt by the blockers at the line. Unfortunately, couldn't get a hand on it as number 11, Friedner, will with the serve. Dumped over, nice return. And that will stay in play in Chisago Lakes at 6-2 already. That's number 15, Morgan Mayer, dumps it over. Friedner standing at 5'9", a senior for the Wildcats. Good receive, now looking to bump it over, but that went out of play and couldn't cross as the lead now 7-2 in favor of Chisago Lakes. And this run is quickly starting to extend. Well, the Wildcats will have to wonder too when that first timeout will come for the Zephyrs if this continues, as that is sent out of play, and a good moment of reprieve for the Zephyrs as it score changes to 7-3 in favor of the Wildcats. Not the start coach Schlent was looking for. Now here's the serve. Good receive. Set at the line, going for the kill, and the Zephyrs can't get to it, and Chisago Lakes quickly extends the lead back to 5. Score moves to 8-3 as they have another kill. That was number 12, Kayla Larson on the kill shot. Carlson in the serve, nice receive by the Zephyrs. Now sent up into the air towards the line, tries to dump it over and gets the point once again. That is Kayla Larson with a nice deke and dunk. Quickly to 9-3 here in the first set. Caught him awkwardly, but good save. Now sent back over. And a great shot that the Wildcats could not field. And the Zephyrs stopped the bleeding as the score changes to 9-4. Take a look back on it. Good kill shot. Just caught her a little high and sent it out of play. Exactly what you needed to flip momentum here as number 12, Katie Hergenrader, will serve. Sent over, nice receive. Set up and goes for the kill shot and should have let that one trickle out of play. But the point will go to the Wildcats. They were targeting Zahara Ramali with that one. As 10-4 is our score. As number 17, Kiana Osmondson back to serve it. And that's sent out of play. And quickly our score moves to 11-4. And a well-needed timeout as not the start the Mahtomedi Zephyrs were hoping for, but Chisago Lakes came out humming to start this game. Largest lead they had tonight really hasn't dropped under 5. For Chisago, 3 of their starters tonight are seniors, but have a few in the rotation. 5 total as that. You get a look back at that botched receive. That's something to keep an eye out. They've been targeting her early. They dropped one at her feet where she couldn't get low enough. So they will be looking at Ramali a lot here early. Osmondson back to serve. Student section cheering on their squad. Good receive by number 3. Brothers as there's the kill. Coach's pep talk worked as they stopped the damage once again. 11-5 is our score. Nice shot by Tarnowski, who will make her way to the line for the serve. Senior outside hitter for the Zephyrs, or that state tournament team a year ago, as that one will go out of play. Well, maybe hit the line, so that will be Zephyr point. Zephyrs, season ago in the state tournament, won the consolation title, as you get a good look back at that. Yeah, must have hit right on the line, and talk about a nice service ace for the Zephyrs. Again, volleyball's a game of runs, so no lead is safe. If you get hot at the right time, get that one bumped up into the air, going for the kill shot. Nice block at the line, but gets it over. Now sent back. Good defense from the Wildcats as that's sent long, and the Zephyrs quickly get to 7. And we've seen some impressive rallies, saves from both squads here. 11-7 is our score. Great serve, just floated over the line, finds the corner for a service ace. Again, that pep talk showing it was doing wonders as now you got to start thinking if Coach Lindstrom might need to take a timeout. Another serve. Again, low hanging, just gets over the net as fortunately for the Wildcats are unable to complete the return. Student section loving it. Fortunately, Weidrer could not get to it. Tough receive on that end. Scores 11-9 in favor of the Wildcats. We're down 11-4, but now quickly moves to 12-9. But again, a huge run there by the server, Tarnowski. Narrowing the gap to 3 as number 12, Larson, the 5'10 senior, set to take the serve. Discussion with officials. Maybe question on the rotation. Actually having a conversation with, maybe the student section's getting a little close as there's athletic director Aaron Forsyth, one of the best in the area, just making sure the student section hangs back and not saying anything too rowdy, but I think it was just they were getting a little close to the court as they're right in front of my broadcast position. But again, we love to see that excitement here as that one is sent long, and the Zephyrs get that point quickly back as 12-10 is our score. Momentum's all Mahtomedi right now as you see that one was sent long. Sub number 2 checks out. Shaney now into serve number 5. McKenna Chorus. Brings that one over. Good serve, but a nice receive by the Wildcats. Dumped over. Have to bump it up, trying to set up a kill shot. Goes off a hand and sent out a play, and Mahtomedi makes it a 1-point game. Kenna Chorus, only 8th grader. Actually starting tonight. There's a lot about her talent as that's bumped up. Now we'll just have to send it over. Set, going for the kill shot are the Zephyrs, and that's gonna stay with Mahtomedi. Tried to go for the block, wondering if they touched the net. Again, we're quickly tied up at 12 apiece here in the first set. Talk about a way to start the season. Nice received. Going for the kill and out of play. That was number 11, Friedner, on the kill shot, sends it a little too long. And now the Wildcats will take their first timeout as they're now trailing for the first time tonight. Getting good time to chat this over. And again, we kind of mentioned Chisago was reloading a little bit, graduating 6 out of their 12 players. But again, they started off hot tonight. Things are going well. Mahtomedi showing great resilience, coming back from, I believe, 11-4, 7-point differential. They have their first lead of the night. Kind of showing the trend last meeting. Mahtomedi in the Section 4-3A final took that 3-0. Set totals were 25-22, 25-9, and 25-14 in favor of Mahtomedi. So kind of showing that Mahtomedi will kind of struggle in the beginning, but once they get their flow going, they can dominate easily. So Chisago will need to keep on their toes as that's sent back over the net. Set up and going for the little deke and dunk, but Wildcats can recover. At the line, good kill. Goes off the knee of a Zephyr and ties the game back up. Friedner using her height and just caught him in the bad spot. Yeah. Again, Friedner, 5'9", senior outside hitter. We'll see the libero, Olivia Anderson, serving. She's one of those players sitting at 5'3", only a sophomore. And that was a good kill shot, goes off the hands of Kayla Larson, and Mahtomedi quickly once again takes the lead. As we get a substitution, number 12 will check out. Nora Boniface checks in. Except for another serve, good received by the Wildcats. Set near the line. As that one sent out of play, and quickly we're tied up once again. I couldn't get the clean return on that one. 14-13 is our score. Now back to serve Morgan Mayer. 5'5" senior. Good receive on the back end and dumped down, and nice shot by the Mahtomedi Zephyrs. Now scores back to 15-14. And Mahtomedi's working their way back. Molly will take the serve. That one just clipping the line for a service ace. I thought that one was going out all the way. Had to be close. But a nice serve by Molly. Set to reset. Sahar Romali. Mahtomedi that 2-point lead going for the kill. Nice block at the line. Punches it over. Romali will now set it up. Another shot, and that goes off a Wildcat. Lead extends to 17-14, and Mahtomedi is on a roll. Again, that's where you talk about the importance of good timeouts. As they seem locked in as another nice shot. Sent up into the air. Set this over the net. Opportunity for Mahtomedi. Tries to get at the line, but blocked. Who are they going to go with? And they're going to give it to the Wildcats. Wondering if they touched the net or if they went over the net, but ruling with the Wildcats. Stop the bleeding. The score moves to 17-15 in favor of the Zephyrs. Nice service ace, as again, perfectly placed to where Molly couldn't get to it. Again, that was more just perfect placement over anything. She took a good stab at it. Just a tough place to receive, as, again, targeting right back at Romali as they go for the kill shot, tap back over, and they're going to give the point to Mahtomedi. Call 2-hit on the play as we see the libero, Crothers, back at the line. Bumped up, set, and going for the shot, and that'll go out of play. Mahtomedi quickly, 19-16, back to that 3-point lead. Both teams hanging tough here, but Mahtomedi slowly trying to extend this lead. Good receive, now going for the kill. Mahtomedi got a hand on it. Gonna have to bump that over the net. And 4-hit call on the Wildcats. 20-16 is our score, and the Wildcats will take a timeout, and a wise one at that. And looking at the Metro East, only 3 teams in the Metro East have played a game in 2025. That would be South St. Paul, Tartan, and Mahtomedi. All teams in the Metro East currently 0-1 on the season. Many of those teams beginning this week. I know South St. Paul has a game tomorrow. The game will be on Town Square TV. Well, looking at the Mississippi 8, a lot more conference action. Becker's played 1, Big Lakes played 4, Cambridge Isani has played 5, Chisago Lakes has played 5, so Mississippi 8 a little busier in the early stages with early tournament action. As that one goes into the net, Mahtomedi's lead extends to 21-16. Slap one over, nice return by the Zephyrs, going for another kill, and that one lands inside the line, extending to 22-16. Biggest lead of the night for the Zephyrs, overcoming a slow start and taking the lead in dominating fashion. As Crothers still up the line to serve, the libero wearing white with the navy blue sleeves. Set up the line, going for the kill. Nice block! A couple of Zephyrs up in the air. That was number 2, Shaney, and one other. Number 6, Boniface. Brothers making her presence known. Serving. Another set, going for another shot, gets it over. More of a dump. Goes off a hand at the line of the Wildcats, now looking to set up another play. You can dunk, and that time it works. Kayla Larson sends a little floater over the line, stops the damage here. 23-17 is our score. But gonna need to go on a long run. In case you're new to volleyball, scores go to 25 and you have to win by 2, so they need to get at least 6 or 7 pretty quickly, and that's gonna put it at max, or set point, excuse me. So the Wildcats can't make a mistake here as we get a couple of substitutions. Number 12 will check in, that's Katie Hergenrader, as well as number 10, Anna Hines. So set point here. The floater or line set. And sends it back, nice receive by Ramali. And tries to go for the kill shot, but a nice block by number 17, Osmondson. Gets a hand on that. And now, again, like I said, Chisago Lakes has to be perfect. We need at least 6 here to keep this alive. Good return by Ramali. For the kill, off a hand, one touched by the Wildcats. Fight for it at the line, and that's going to go to the Mahtomedi Zephyrs, who will take the first set. Talk about an incredible rally for Mahtomedi. Down 7 points, 11-4, and rally back to take a 25-18 set victory here in the first set of the night. Thanks for joining us, everybody. We'll take a quick break. You're watching Section 3 4A Volleyball here on SCC Sports.
Sit up, team. When I look around this room, I see a fighting team of brave antibodies. But the flu is coming in strong, so I won't sugarcoat it. I need each one of you on your A game. The good news is, Anthony, the human body we've been tasked to protect, just got his flu shot, which supplied us with brand new gear to defend against the flu. That's right, we've upgraded our game with this new equipment. They give you a little extra boost. So let's go fight for Anthony, for his mom, his co-workers, that nice lady Patricia that lives down the street with the cute dog. In the face of viral adversity, we make Anthony thrive so he can protect himself and the people he loves most. Are you with me? Yeah!
Let's work as a team to defend against the flu. Gear up with a flu shot to help protect others and reduce your risk of being sick or hospitalized with the flu. Learn more at getmyflushot.org.
I know sometimes we get into it and it's just hard on both of us, but try to understand me more and I'll try to do the same. But you have excuses because you're old, so it's okay.
Listening is a form of love. Find ways to support your kids at sounditouttogether.org.
back into Mahtomedi High School. The Mahtomedi Zephyrs take set number 1, 25-18. I'm Hunter Pinky on the call for the home opener for the Zephyrs and for SCC Sports. Why don't we take a look through some of the highlights from that first set. Again, it started all Chisago Lakes. They got up to a 11-4 lead at one point. Again, perfect placement there you saw in that kill. Again, but Mahtomedi had a solid timeout that would start the rally back as you see the onslaught from Chisago Lakes. But again, after that first timeout, things really rebounded. Again, 7-point run by the Zephyrs at one point. And talking the importance of solid timeouts and great serving as well, finding a few shots on the line. Again, we'll see how the Wildcats can rebound. We talked about a pregame. It's been a matchup mostly dominated by the Zephyrs, but again, we saw a lot of good things out of the Wildcats. Started out hot, again, getting up 11-4, but they really need to continue and get a streak on their own. Volleyball, again, it's game of runs. How many can you rattle off in a row? And again, after that first one, they really couldn't get anything going. They'd get a point or two here and there for every single 2 or 3 points Mahtomedi would get. So gonna need to tighten up a little bit here to get a good shot of our official. Haven't done that yet today, but just a reminder to fans, be kind to our officials, whether you're home, online, in the stands. Just again, official shortage still going on across the country. We need our officials. They are gonna make mistakes. So thanks to our officials tonight for being here. As nice received by the Wildcats. Send it over the net as they're gonna have a net violation on Zephyrs, as once again Chisago Lakes will get the first point of the night. They started off set number 1-2 scoring first. Number 11, Friedner back to serve, the 5'9" senior. Little floater. Received by the Zephyrs, going for a little dump shot, and miscommunication on the back end by the Wildcats, and Zephyrs quickly tie it back up here in set number 2. A miscommunication, Friedner, not sure who was taking that. And again, that's where the importance of, talk about it in baseball a lot, communication is key. As gets it up in the air, we'll have to get it over the net, and they do, but this will allow for a nice opportunity for the Zephyrs. Nice block at the line, now sent back up. Goes for the shot, and that's gonna be out of play. So point Wildcats. Again, nice job by the Zephyrs to keep that rally going. Unfortunately, can't keep it in play. That was Boniface who went for the shot in the corner. Carlson with the serve. And a nice kill for the Zephyrs. Just caught Carlson in an awkward position and punches it under the net. As get a substitution here as number 6, Boniface, will check out. Now serving will be Hergenrader. This floater sent up into the air by the Wildcats. Has to be punched over. Now set, going for a kill shot, as should have let that one go as well. Once Morgan Mayer, fortunately, misread that and just tried to punch it, but goes out of play. 3-2 is our score in favor of the Zephyrs. Shot of Hergenrader, the senior setter. A bump into the air, goes for a shot. One touch by the front line of the Zephyrs. Goes for another shot. Initially able to get a handle on it, but trickles along the Wildcat side. Let's take a look back at it. Again, another nice shot. They got the height. It kind of hit her in the wrist, so it just went straight down and couldn't make a nice play on it. Nice shot by the Zephyrs. Hergenrader on a little bit of a run here. Set up into the air, a little floater. Good dig by the Zephyrs, now set back over. And that's gonna go into the stands, and quickly 5-2 as Mahtomedi is humming along here. Take a look back on it once again. Again, good floating kill shot, but a nice dig by number 5 to allow that opportunity. That was Chorus. Dug that out. And the libero, Olivia Anderson, tries to send a little floater back over, but sends it right into the net. 6-2 is the score for Mahtomedi. For joining us on YouTube and locally on the cable channel. Little floater down, punched away, and nice save by the Zephyrs to get that over, but leads for another opportunity. Nice little dump by the Wildcats. Again, even in these not super long rallies, both teams are having to make a great effort to save some of these. Take a look back on this. There's a nice save by the Zephyrs. You'll see it right here. Dug it out with one hand and bumps it up and manages to float it over. Man, the Zephyrs are putting in work even on once they lose. 6-3 is our score. That's sent out of play. 7-3 is our score in favor of the Zephyrs. And again, Coach Tia has to be happy with how the Zephyrs are rebounding. Now at the line to serve, Tarnowski. Send it over into the net. And a service error will give Chisago Lakes another point, 7-4. Chisago Lakes managing to stay in this one as number 12 will check out Larson, but checking into the game will be Vanolkin, the 5'5" senior. As the point is going to go to the Wildcats. Didn't see what the call was. Might have been a rotation error, not sure. So that's bumped up into the air and slapped across. Now sent up, tries to dunk it over. Mahtomedi is gonna have to send it over. Now good opportunity for the Wildcats set up. Tries to send a little floater, but a nice block at the line by the Zephyrs. I believe that was number 10, Anna Hines. Take a look again, just tries to get the little floater, but a perfect little one touch. Sends it back and makes it a tough save for the Wildcats. Again, Mahtomedi starting to do all the little things right here. The lead's now 8-5, but credit to Chisago for keeping this close. Only 3-point deficit. Well, the serve. As she's gonna clip the corner for the service ace. Wildcats thought that was going out of play. That was number 7, Scarlett Poppelman, at the line. Poppelman looking for another one. That's sent over. Good receive by the Wildcats. Going for the kill, nice block. That's bumped up by the Zephyrs. Going for a kill shot. I think that went off a hand, and it did. Going to the Zephyrs, and that front line for the Mahtomedi Zephyrs has become an iron wall. Even if they're not blocking everything, they're getting a hand on it and allowing for play to continue. Again, you see it right there, just another nice block by the Zephyrs. Shout out to our replay operator too, being quick on these replay. Volleyball is one of the most difficult sports, so hats off to all the crew in the truck and all the great camera action. As we have a pause in the action, I think having a conversation with one of the officials. Over to the trainer and handed something to her. That was Poppelman. Not sure what that was, but a brief pause. Maybe it was jewelry, or because I saw her hand something to the trainer, because I know there's certain rules about what you can wear during contests. That's sent over and out of play, and the run finally ends as the Mahtomedi Zephyrs hold a 10-6 lead. As number 29, Linnea Carlson, 6-foot junior, checks back in. Getting that height advantage at the line. Pretty big. Chisago is the libero back to serve. Now set up into the air. Good opportunity for the Zephyrs as that will be sent long, and we got a little streak here for Chisago Lakes. All it takes is 2 to start a winning streak. So that just went left of the post, and about to play. Had trouble receiving that, but a great effort. And we hear the announce desk. Get that back over now. Good opportunity here. That would have been out. Now spiked right into the net. Fortunately, number 11, Luisa Tarnowski, I thought that might have been going out, but she made the play on it, and unfortunately they couldn't get that back over the net. Quickly back to 10-8. Only a 2-point deficit here. Sent over, nice dig by the Wildcats. Dumped back over, and popped up into the air. And taking their time, looking to set up the right shot, and that time the iron wall broken straight through as they couldn't get that one to drop back down. Another nice shot by the Wildcats. Take a look here. Again, I thought that was getting blocked all the way, but just caught it in a weird spot on their hand and drops straight out of play. And bumped up in the air. Now setting, that was a good block by the Zephyrs. Good receive. Now setting up a play. Now a nice return by the Wildcats. Good rally here. Both teams taking their time. Dumped over. Going for the mix-up as, unfortunately, Carlson trying to go for a little blooper over the net, but whiffs, unfortunately, excuse me. First game for everybody here tonight. Once again, thanks for joining us on YouTube, the cable channel, or wherever you may be. 11-9 is our score. Mahtomedi, for just joining us, took set 1 as they extend the lead. 12-9, Mahtomedi took the first set 25-18 after being down 7 to start the contest, as Caitlin Glazier will now set to take the serve. And she'll get an ace of her own as Benolkin can't corral it. Again, the Wildcats, though, doing a nice job keeping this close. They were down 10-5 earlier in the set, so good job keeping it close. They haven't let it balloon. As they're having another chat with the student section here. Our officials not messing around here with the student section today. They've been too rowdy, but they're just getting a little close as that's sent over the line. Mahtomedi tries to get it back, but unfortunately can't as that trickles near the announcer's desk. Here's a look back at it. Again, nice shot, just caught her in an awkward position, and unfortunately Tarnowski couldn't get to it. Now back to serve number 15, Mayer. A blooper over the net. Now setting up the Wildcats, going for a shot. Good received by number 9. Glazier, now kill shot in. She'll get it. Leads Boniface on the kill. And we're gonna get a timeout as just shot it straight through the gap. And 14-10 is our score. Nice received by the libero, now bumped over. A little deception there, and that's sent long, and the Wildcats will get a point, narrowing the gap to 3. The Wildcats have started the set. Both sets getting the first point of the game, but not been able to hold on. Tarnowski back to serve. And that's going to go long, and the Zephyrs quickly back to a 4-point lead. Student section loving it. again, for school, some schools are back in session, but not sure if Mahtomedi has started back yet or not, but great turnout, too, for the week before Labor Day. As Mahtomedi will get another point as that one hits the line. Now back to serve will be Crothers. See Crothers, one of the senior banners on the back wall. That one hits the net, but does trickle over. Good received by the Wildcats. Another nice block. Oh, Shaney, I believe, at the line. Again, story of the game really, I've been incredibly impressed with the blocking from the Zephyrs. It's really helped change the game in their favor. Sent up into the air, going for a kill shot off a hand. That one touch, again, just that one touch will help a lot with the Zephyrs, as that's going to go off the net and will go to the Wildcats. 17-12 is our score here in the second set. Hunter Pinky on the call. Thanks for joining us here from Mahtomedi High School. We're looking for more SCC coverage. We'll do a full schedule breakdown later, but our next game will be White Bear Lake football versus Park on Thursday at 7, as that one will drop in for a Wildcat point. Carlson back to serve. Floater and received by the Zephyrs. Got a hand on it, but sent out of play. So we'll go Mahtomedi. Number 6 will check out Boniface. Number 10 will check in Hines. As Hergen Raider back to serve. Good floater, good received by the Wildcats. Set up, see what they decide to do, a little floater. A lot of patience as that little dump into the Wildcat zone. Again, nice job mixing up between when you're going for the hard kill shot and just those little floaters. Set up. Floater. Good return by the Zephyrs. Off a hand, it's sent back up. Gonna set up a play and go for a kill. And floated back over the net. And good job by the Zephyrs. A good rally here. Off the hand of the Zephyrs and a good receive. And hits the net. But point will go to the Wildcats. 19-14 as slowly closing the gap. Number 20 checking back in. Eager. And I want to thank to our line officials helping out. A lot of times parent volunteers and volunteers will help be line judges. We appreciate them helping out tonight as well. Good receive from the Zephyrs, looking to set up a play. Nice save. That's sent back over. Taking their time, little floater once again. Good dig. Now one punched over and will trickle out of play. 22-14 is now our score in favor of Mahtomedi. Mahtomedi starting to run away with it once again as you see the little floater. Again, that nice return. The Wildcats are not making it easy. It's just the Zephyrs have kind of been one step ahead. Some of these rallies here. Number 11 back to serve Tanowski. Going for a shot, and again, another nice block at the line, but unfortunately, Zephyrs can't get it back over. 20-15 is our score. Possession arrow going to the Wildcats. Benolkin back to serve. Have to get this over. Gonna do a good receive. Now looking to set up a play, going for a kill shot off a hand, but a good return by Ternowski. A couple of nice saves too by the Wildcats, just have to get it over. Zephyrs going for the kill, and that's gonna be long, I think. Benolkin thought about trying to get a hand on it, but good discipline tells her otherwise. After tonight, the Wildcats have a couple of dates at home, actually 3 straight versus Camden, Johnson, and Hill Murray. Another Metro East foe on the schedule, already playing South St. Paul, as they get another point here. 20-17, doing a nice job staying in this one. Last time they reached 17, they were already at 24, and we're going to get a Mahtomedi timeout. And again, important timeout to use here too. Again, last time they took that timeout, they went on that 7-point run and narrowed the gap. So for Chisago, they'll have a 3-game homestand, then a two-game road stand. So pretty excited to get back at home. As for the Zephyrs, after their game on September 2nd, they'll have that 3-game road trip. Then it's almost every other, but they will have another 3-game road trip in October at Highland Park, Tartan, and Spring Lake Park. And gonna shortly start to see the Metro East schedule wrap up, as you just saw the Chisago Lakes schedule. Benolkin with the serve. That's a nice kill from the Zephyrs. Initially, the Wildcats thought they would get that one, but Golden favored the Zephyrs. Now back to serve will be Poppelman. Poppelman, one of the best at serving tonight for the Zephyrs. Went on a long run back earlier in the game. Now just gonna have to bump it over. Now setting up for another little dunk into the zone. And a quick shot from the Zephyrs. If you blinked, you could have missed it. Looked like they were going to set up for another kill shot, but then they quickly sent that hard set over the net. Again, showing like it was just going to be a standard set, but they just put a little velocity on it. I think they caught the Wildcats off guard. They're doing a great job mixing up their attack patterns. Another nice receive as going for the kill, and a Zephyr touched it. So it will be Wildcat point. 22-18 is our score. Only down 4, so they're 1 run away from being right back in this set. Started a little bit late tonight due to the JV game running long. 7:22, as you can see on the clock in the back. Sent over a little set receive and a nice little floater. 23-18 is our score. As Mahtomedi only 1 point away from another set point. That was a nice mix-up too on that receive, and then just another little floater over the line. Man, their attack patterns have had a wide variety tonight, as number 9, Laser, factors to serve. Floater of their own from the Wildcats, but the Zephyrs read it. Going for the kill, and they get it. That was number 9, Glazier. And we're quickly back at set point. It's a 4-point game. 21-17, but it's quickly ballooned as that one sent into the net. We're not going to get a repeat of the first set score, but Chisago Lakes is going to need to be perfect here. Need to get this to 24. Keep it alive. Need to win by 2. Now back to serve is Mayer. Another setters. Set up the line, going for the kill. Nice return by the libero. Punched over. Zephyrs looking to set up a play, blocked at the line. Now sent back over. Going for the kill, another nice block by the Wildcats there. Showing they can block too, as the point is going to go to the Wildcats on a 2-hit violation. So 24-20 is our score. Need a few more to extend the set. Now floated over, and that will do it. Mahtomedi Zephyrs once again in control most of the way here, but Chisago Lakes found their way and kept it closer. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Mahtomedi takes the second set. We'll take another break. You're watching girls volleyball here on SCC Sports.
I'm here today because of Tanya's relentless efforts in trying to get me healed. When I came back from the war, I became a homeless veteran. I was barely hanging on by a thread. The one thing that was constant for me was music. Music led me to Tanya. Normally with a veteran, we think we can solve everything. The truth of the matter is we cannot.
I just knew that something was different, something was off. I let him know that he wasn't alone. There are people that loved him.
And says, Michael, I know you've got a plan to take your life today, but if you give me just 5 more minutes to love you.
5 more minutes, 5 more minutes, honey, 5 more minutes to love.
Michael has actually taught me what it looks like to accept help.
Some people judge a book by its cover, and if you're not what people are looking for, you're kind of like a reject.
At school, it feels like everyone's staring at me and I'm just kind of not really a person.
Sometimes I can't believe that you could be proud of me if I'm not proud of myself.
It just was hard today. Nobody was listening to me.
Think of our best times together. Let's do more of that.
Try to understand me more, and I'll try to do the same.
Listening is a form of love. Find ways to support your kids at sounditouttogether.org.
Seniors leading the way tonight here as the Mahtomedi Zephyrs just took the second set of the evening against Chisago Lakes. Why don't we take a look at how we got there and show you some of the highlights here. Again, Chisago did a nice job keeping up with the Mahtomedi Zephyrs, getting off to a nice start. Again, the story of the game has been Mahtomedi's blockers. They've had some nice digs too, but their blockers at the line have been phenomenal and led to some of these chances here. And again, they've had a great plan of attack, just mixing up how they approach. Again, you saw the nice little set save, and then to another little floater. So they're doing a great job keeping Chisago on their toes. But again, Chisago's starting to figure it out too. They've narrowed the gap a little bit. That first set was 25-18. Kept it a little bit closer. Again, thanks for joining us, everybody. I'm Hunter Pinky, and I'm play-by-play for tonight's contest. Thanks for choosing to spend your Monday evening with us. Once again, to say thank you to our production crew on cameras, Flora Cheryl Nelson, Ian Felix, Liam Spillane, and then on graphics, Clayton Johnson, replay Tim Mecklin, Joe Sigourney on auto, and David Schuyler in the truck, directing the show. As the first point of the set will go to Chisago, and again, that's kind of been the story too. Chisago has gotten the first point of every set, but have not been able to close the door. So it shows the importance of staying on top of it all the way through. As nice save off the net as that is going to go long. And the Zephyrs get that point. I thought Chisago was taking that all the way, but a nice little bump into the net. They managed to corral it after. Take a look here. Off the net, just gets it up in the air. And that's why you just stay committed. Stay committed to a play, force the other team to make a mistake. Nice job by the Zephyrs as number 3, Claire Crothers back to serve, the libero. Nice dig. Tough receive by Friedner to get that back over again. Didn't really have a good angle to get it over the net. A good effort by Chisago Lakes, but Mahtomedi quickly back on top after the Wildcats get the first point. They're bumped up. Going for a shot. Now another nice block as Zephyrs hit that one into the net. And can't get it back over, and Chisago quickly ties this up. Again, saw another nice block, but trying to keep the pedal to the metal as number 11 back to serve, Kate Friedner. Nice dig by Ramali. Now sent over. Nice bump, set, and going for the kill shot, but hits the net and will be point Mahtomedi. Had a good play design there, just unfortunately he sent it right into the net as we get a substitution. Number 12, Kayla Larson will check in and take the serve as well. And packed house here tonight for the home opener for Mahtomedi and the season opener for us here on TV. Carlson sends it over, now sent back. Nice receive, now a little floater sent over. Great job by the Zephyrs to get to it, setting up a kill shot of their own, and they get it. Ternowski with a nice kill shot, gets it over their blockers and extends the lead to 4-2 in favor of the Zephyrs. Nice receive on the back end. Little floater sent over, bumped up. Ternowski again, as that point will go to the Wildcats. Keeping it close, 1-point game. Now sent over, good received by Ramali. A floater, but they get to it. Now this time the Wildcats with an aggressive set of their own, but a violation will give the point to Mahtomedi. I really liked what they tried to draw up there, trying to play from their playbook, but actually point will go to Mahtomedi. Ternowski now back to serve. That one sent long and quickly back to a 1-point game. Again, we haven't seen a terrible amount of missed serves. Seen a few long balls, but it's been pretty close as Weeger checks in for the Wildcats. Sent up. Another smackdown. Now bumped back up. A little miscommunication, just forces them to send it across the net and out of play. And you could see it on the top of your screen, a little miscommunication. Larson not sure who's going to take it. But regardless, goes to Mahtomedi as Poppelman checks in. And dangerous server here as the Wildcats will need to be on top of it. Sent over. Good velocity, but a nice save by the Wildcats. Tries to dump it over. Kind of lands on the net, but will trickle over. Let's Mahtomedi take another shot, and there's a kill. Take a look back at it. That had some heat on it. That was number 1, Keeley. Just found the spot and sent it flying. Knuckling serve, set up. Mahtomedi, good job receiving that one. As that one will go long and give a point to the Wildcats. Only a 2-point game, so again, the Wildcats slowly been building up and keeping the gap manageable. So look back at it. Ooh, that might have been on the line. That was on the line. So a little mistake there, but Mahtomedi answers quickly in kind. Back to 3. And again, too, just to remind folks, officials are going to make mistakes, and too, a lot of the line judges, too, are volunteers, so be kind. No one's going to be perfect on these calls. 8-5 is our scores. That one had some heat on it, bumped up into the air. They're just going to have to send it over, but this will let Mahtomedi set up. Go for a kill. And that one will be long. Keeley once again trying to get the kill, but Wildcats wisely let that go as Carlson will check in. Back to that front line. Now Anderson, the libero, the floater. It's set, goes for the kill, and that's going to be in. Glazer with the kill. I'll bring back Romali. Saw the Wildcats earlier on trying to target Romali, but they've really come around nicely. Some of these receives, and she has a nice one of her own right there. Little floater, tries to punch it and get it to go. Libero unfortunately couldn't punch it up with the one hand as Mahtomedi's lead now extends to 4. 10-6 is our score. Good shout at the libero Anderson on your screen. Again, she's one of the younger players for the Wildcats. Only a sophomore getting some varsity time as that one sent into the net for a service error. Again, getting some of these younger players some experience is really important. I mean, this is a section game and gives you a preview for the future, but again, in these non-conference games too, it's good to get some younger folks some reps. As well, Kiana Amundsen, the other sophomore on the roster for the Wildcats. Now bumped up, now have to be sent over. Wildcats with a chance to set a play up. Aggressive set over. Nothing doing. Nice bump. Going for the kill, and that time went straight for Romali, and she can't get it. Wildcats with a kill as the score changes to 10-8 in favor of the Zephyrs. Let's take a look back at that kill shot. Straight through both defenders. And again, that wall has been very good, but that time they found a gap. And now the Wildcats showing they have a wall of their own with a nice block. Only a 1-point game once again, and Chisago doing a really, really good job keeping this close. Mahtomedi setting the play, tried to do a little floater over, but read like a book. And that kill shot is good. Just right when you think the Wildcats are getting comfortable, the Zephyrs bring that out of their back pocket. Just caught Morgan Mayer. Now back to serve number 3, Crothers. Another nice block at the line. And once again, miscommunication as multiple Wildcats let that drop in front. Chernowski loving all of it. It was set up, and there was miscommunication between Carlson and Friedner as the service error will give that point straight back to Chisago Lakes. Friedner back to serve once again. As that will go into the net and give the Wildcats another point. And mentioned it earlier, but Chisago Lakes has 5 seniors, so they'll be graduating close to half their team, so they want to make this season count. And again, showing a great showing here against a good Mahtomedi team, as that's down for a kill. Mahtomedi with 5 seniors of their own, so they'll be graduating a lot of experience as well. But again, that's why with Mahtomedi has such a big roster too. Just having youth get some of that experience, as that one will drop in Mahtomedi territory, giving the Wildcats another point. Very important to make sure you're rotating in the younger generation too, especially now that your state tournament appearance run is now at 3. Keep that going, as that's nice receive by Romali, just punched over. Good receive by the Wildcats. One-handed punch over. Going for a kill. Gets a one-touch. Nice diving dig by the Wildcats, as that will go off the wall and land in the Zephyr territory. And we're quickly tied up. Great adjustments from the Wildcats. Take a look back here. Gets the one touch, but unfortunately no one there to recover. Number 12, Suburban Raider, thought about it. That goes off a hand and they get a kill. Ternowski quickly gives the Zephyrs a lead once again. 14-13 is our score. Ternowski looking to get back onto a large run here. That one sent right back into the net. And we're quickly tied back up. Sometimes the announcer's jinx is a powerful tool. Well, I can't say that was intentional, just sometimes you just gotta let it be, and might have threw off the flow there a little bit as Osmondson back to serve. Good receive. Now going for the kill and gets it. Osmondson couldn't return that, as number 2, Shaney with the kill. As we'll see Poppelman check back in. Again, she's been a big serving threat here. Mahtomedi leads 2-0. So this is match point. The final match if Chisago Lakes can't get this one. Oh, bumped up, going for the kill off a hand. Zephyrs are able to recover, going for a shot. Nice block once again. This time it was either Weeger or number 27. I do not have a number 27 on my roster, unfortunately. So we'll just say that was Weeger. Anyone knows who number 27 is for the Wildcats, please let us know. Check the JV roster as well, and there's not a 27 listed there either, as the Wildcats get another point. And the Wildcats have their first lead since set number 1. Actually, no, I should say they have gone, that's actually a mistake. They've scored the first point, but since getting that first point, they have a lead. As Mahtomedi quickly ties that back up. And Mahtomedi making a couple subs. Number 12 will check out. Bergen Raider leads her back in and will serve. 16-16 on the scoreboard in the back. Nice dig. Wildcats keeping alive. Going for the kill. Nice block at the line. Take a look back at it. It's either Bossert or, I think that was Bossert who got a hand on it, or it would have been Boniface. As that's sent back over and returned. Little floater. And Mahtomedi will get another kill. Keeley's been a huge asset as well on some of these shots. 18-16 is our score. Blazer on a bit of a run. With the set, going for the floater, and Chisago quickly getting back. Friedner involved, getting that back over as the libero Olivia Anderson back to serve. Set, going for the kill, and that'll be out of play. And we're tied back up. Anyone's game here. Wildcats need to win this one to extend the game. Play a best of 5. If you do go to 5, the 5th set is played to 15. Still need to win by 2. As that finds a corner for another kill. I believe that was Boniface on the kill. And it was, again, nice job holding the defense. Laser sets it up now, Boniface with the kill. Nice received. Just gonna have to bump it over, couldn't set up a play. Mahtomedi setting up a play, nice block at the line. Thought that was almost a double hit, another nice block, hits Anderson in the face, but the Wildcats are still alive. Laser with the kill to, Turnowski with the kill. Talk about an incredible rally. There's a couple of times that should have ended, but persistence from the Zephyrs set up the nice kill by Turnowski. Tough receive, we'll have to just send it over the net. Allows, but Mahtomedi will send that long as it's 20-19. Mayer will check back in. Weidger will check out. Just hit the net. Mahtomedi forced to receive. Turnowski tries to get that over. Wildcats with an opportunity to recover as they will get a kill, and we're tied back at 20-20. Setter back to serve. Laser sends it up to Turnowski. That goes off a blocker. And that's sent right back into the net. Mahtomedi quickly back on top. Friedner couldn't get that to go. Again, we looked at it earlier, but it's been a matchup dominated by Mahtomedi. Last time they lost to Chisago Lakes, that was back on September 30th of 2023 in a 2-0 set in a tournament as that kill is down for Friedner. Again, with a lot of these tournament games, they only play to 3, but in a regular season high school game, they will play to best of 5. Before that, the last time Chisago Lakes beat Mahtomedi was back on November the 4th of 2021. That was during their state tournament run. State tournament season, I should say, as that's floated over. Nice bump by the Wildcats, going for a little floater. Good save by Glazier. Turnowski off a hand. Nice save. Now set at the line, little floater. Turnowski with the floater of her own and back to 22 and a 1-point lead, and Turnowski making her presence known. And Chisago Lakes wanting to talk this over as we're getting eerily close to match point. Chisago has slowly improved over the course of the game. If you're just joining us, Chisago Lake started the game hot. They've gotten the first point in every single set, but Mahtomedi has slowly taken control the rest of the way. But here in set number 3, Chisago's done a nice job keeping it within 5. Now only a 1-point game, but a big moment here for the Wildcats to keep this alive. 22-21 is our score. Thanks for joining us. Ricky on the call. Janowski's been a huge piece of that offense, keeping us in there with a few nice kills. As we'll now see Bergen Raider back to serve. Good received by Anderson, now will have to be punched over by the Wildcats. Janowski again! Hits the corner. 23-21's our score. 1 away from match point. Again, Janowski been calling her name a lot the last few points. As again, just finding that sweet spot right on the line. Back to serve is Bergen Raider, and now we're at match point off the service ace. And the Wildcats now need to be perfect here. Mahtomedi looking for their first win of the season. Here's the serve. Nice receive. Now going for the kill. And that's off a Mahtomedi player, and the Wildcats are still alive. Nice play by the Wildcats. Gonna have to get a couple though to keep this set alive. Going to need to be perfect. As Carlson back to serve, the 6-foot junior. Here it is, and that's long, and the Mahtomedi Zephyrs get their first win of the season. 25-22. Again, Mahtomedi started this game super slow, being down 7 points in that first set, but again, slowly took control to get the 25-18 win, the 25-20 win, and now the 25-22 victory. But again, for Chisago, they did a great job slowly just narrowing that deficit a little bit more each time, but unfortunately could not get a set win here tonight. Again, for Coach Schlunt, you got to be happy getting your first win, as the Mahtomedi student section's extremely happy getting their first win of the season in their home opener. Let's show some highlights here. Again, a lot of great plays and great rallies from both sides, but again, my MVPs of the game would probably be those blockers at the line, giving opportunities for Mahtomedi to set up some of these kill shots and allowing for a diverse opportunity of attack. And again, that goes back to credit for Coach Schlunt, just having a great game plan and making adjustments and changing how you want to attack. And again, you saw the nice block there at the line. And we saw it too from the Wildcats. They had some impressive shots of their own, knowing who to target when they needed to. But again, some defensive miscues and misreading of plays kind of hurt them in the end. But again, some of these kill shots had absolute precision and allowed Mahtomedi to walk away with the victory here today. Again, good look at both huddles, and again, a couple of upcoming games too for Mahtomedi. Next, they'll play St. Louis Park on the 2nd at home, then travel to South St. Paul on the 4th. For Chisago Lakes, tough loss here today. Their second loss of the season. They'll move to 4-2. They will be at home the next couple of games, taking on Minneapolis Camden and St. Paul Johnson. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Want to know where we're going to be? We'll be at White Bear Lake football on the 28th versus Park and Cottage Grove. Then We'll be back here for Mahtomedi football on September 5th. Then a soccer doubleheader, Woodbury versus White Bear Lake, and a good Suburban East Conference soccer doubleheader on September the 9th, 5 and 7 p.m. starts. Thanks for joining us, everybody. What a fantastic way to start the sports season here on SEC Sports. Mahtomedi gets the victory 3-0. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Have a wonderful night, and we'll see you next time.